Welcome back to TPCIO 2. So today, thought I'd do something a little different. I have a lot of jerseys. I haven't shown all of them. I haven't done a jersey update in very long. I've done a few unboxings and unbaggings here and there, but never done a full-on update. So we're just going to go through it. We're at 45. I do not count giveaway jerseys. I don't count non-sports jerseys. I mean, I have like Disney ones. I don't count them. I have a couple giveaway jerseys. They are in the collection. These are 35 or 45. Mostly legit. There are a couple fakes that snuck in there. That's fine because some of them are fakes of jerseys that really can't replace. For the most part, there are some that are fakes that probably could get replacements for. But let's just start. We have quite a few sports too, very diverse. So we're going to start with this E.H. Dhoni Indian cricket jersey, and this is an example of a fake that I really can't get a real one of. I could buy, but I don't really care to get an authentic of through Adidas. I really don't care enough. Like you can see, the badge is different. It uses a 5-point star. It's not called the India Cricket Control Board on the official badge. But still, you got the star India on the front, star on the sleeve. It's a jersey that like I don't really care enough about to get an authentic to spend $100+ So my only cricket jersey right now is India. This one I do count. It's probably the most controversial thing I count in the collection. Because it's not a professional sport, but it is still a sports jersey of a popular league. It is a Major League Wiffle Ball Jimmy Norb Downtown Diamondbacks jersey. It's definitely faded. But yes, this I count in my collection. I really do, because it is a jersey. It's the older style. They don't use the t-shirts anymore, but sure, it's a jersey. I count it. So that's all those. We're going to get an actual baseball. Only 2 so far. I do want to start buying more baseball jerseys. But so the first one I have, they are both Astros. This is the old City Connect. Space City in the front. That beautiful, beautiful sleeve patch. I have the matching hat right here. It's a little small. We'll throw it on. I had my Texans hat on earlier. I forgot to put it back on. So, you know, it matches our Astros shirt. Both the old Space City hat. You see, it's definitely been through a lot. I've worn this hat a lot. I have thought about getting a bigger replacement because they do have some on sale because we don't use this design anymore. But I do have the jersey to go with it, and it is Alex Bregman on the back. I got this after he left as a Christmas present, so it was cheaper. Like I promised, I have 2 Astros jerseys. This one, the front looks legit. I think the number kit on the back might be faked. Maybe not, or maybe the whole jersey is fake. It's a really good fake if it is. And it's a majestic orange jersey. See the majestic on the sleeve. Our orange, our alternate jersey. George Springer on the back. Again, just because like you can see like the stitching from the inside, I'm not sure. I definitely don't think the name and number is legit. As for the base jersey, I could go either way. I'm not sure. It's comfortable though. So, go Stros. So next we're going to get into soccer. And this is what I've been growing most recently. I'll take a few teams. Tigres, Arsenal, and Dynamo. And I have a couple others. So let's just get it out of the way. I've done my football shirt collection not too long ago. And we're going to start off with Tigres from Liga MX. I am a Tigres fan. This was not this last year's home shirt, but the year before. Tecate, Fermi on the back, HEB2 on the back. As a Texan, I love that. Tons of sponsors. No name or number. That beautiful badge. It really is a good looking badge on the front. Then we get into the Dynamo. Starting with, this has been the 2018, 2019, maybe 1920 black jersey. And yeah, this one might be a fake too. Really what's throwing me off is the Texas tag on the back and the MLS patch on the sleeve. Does look a little puffy. This one could be fake. I wouldn't know. But of course you have the Tequila Sunrise thing in the middle. It really is a clean looking shirt. My only shirt with the old badge on it, and I really do prefer that badge to the current one. So that is my next shirt, and we're officially in MLS now. Houston Dynamo black shirt. Last year's away shirt is next. This was my first Dynamo shirt. You see the orange accents on the purple. That beautiful HOU jock tag. The Bayou City look. The grayed out badge. This shirt isn't my favorite. And I say this as a guy, purple is my favorite color. This jersey really didn't do it for me, but it is a really clean look. And we're going to move on to one of my 2 jerseys that aren't clean. And this is the current, introduced last year, the current home shirt. It is the replica version. It's either the anniversary patch for the 20th season. This is my second Dynamo shirt. It really is a nice shirt. I love the orange. You get the pattern that is reminiscent of Shell Energy Stadium. And so that's the next shirt in my collection. This is my most expensive shirt that I've bought. It was $200 at a Dynamo game. It is this year's away shirt. It is hideous, but it is the authentic version of this year's away shirt. So they call, I think it's like the Mission Control Kit. You get the outline of the city of Houston. That little hexagon right there is where the stadium's located. There is a little snag in here, unfortunately, but it's fine. I can look past it. On the sleeve, you have the MLS logo and the Apple TV logo. You have the rubberized badge and the Adidas badge. Of course, you have the 2 stars for the 2 MLS Cups. On the bottom of the shirt, your Adidas Authentic tag. And I really do love our Mission Control alternate logo for this shirt on the jock tag. It really is neat. And then on the back, we have Houston up top, and then we have Brazilians himself. We have Guilherme, one of our new signings for the season. He's been phenomenal so far. Scored in the opening match. I was there. I've been to 3 matches so far this year. Went to the opener against Chicago, the second match against LA, and I went to the Colorado match. Yeah, this shirt is one of my favorites. I love the fit of the Authentics. I understand when people buy them. It really is a nice shirt. Guilherme on the back. So this is one of my 2 football shirts of teams I don't root for. It's because I got it for free, actually. So I had, gifted to me. Because I went on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. This shirt was outdated. Royal Caribbean sponsors Inter Miami. And a $50 credit and a $50 gift card. Combines for $100. So, of course, I had to get the Inter Miami shirt with Messi on the back. Of course, the Freedom to Dream up there. Ugh. It's something I have to have in the collection. I like Messi. I'm not a Messi hater. I generally try to avoid jerseys of like the GOATs unless they play for my team. My exception I might make is LeBron, but like I would never wear a Tom Brady jersey. Or like normally I wouldn't go for a Messi shirt. Right? Like I wouldn't go for like a team's like best if it's a team I don't root for. Generally. But this is the exception I made. It was free. I mean, how was I going to say no? Messi on the back. It's a clean shirt. The pink and black looks great. Finally, into the Premier League. We'll start with the dirty one. This is Arsenal. Last year's road shirt. Last year's away shirt. The red and green really did pop off the black, I think, quite well. The accent pattern is interesting. But yeah, it's a good enough looking shirt. We lost to PSG in this shirt. I believe we were wearing this in the second leg of the semifinal last year when we lost to PSG. Visitor won on the sleeve. Unfortunately, that's gone now. We replaced it with Israeli spyware. Better, right? Moving on. We have my preferred Arsenal shirt. This year's third shirt. A shirt we wore in our last match day after winning the Premier League. So you get the maroon and the white accents. I really do like that gold color on the collar. I love a collar. Obviously still have one on the sleeve. That's gone now. The subtle pattern with the old Art Deco crest is really nice. The trefoil logo is obviously nice. And then I do love the Art Deco crest on the back as well. It really is just a really clean shirt. Hard to hate. Speaking of hating, this is a shirt I got from my brother because he didn't want it anymore, which is understandable because I don't want it either. And it barely fits. It is, of course, let me check what year it was manufactured. Okay, so this should have been 2015 or 2016 United home shirt. Obviously, Chevrolet on the front. There's not much to say. I do like the white cuffs, especially I like the pattern on the bottom. You can barely see it, but there's a little M pattern in there. It's a clean looking shirt, unfortunately, but I'm never wearing this out in public. Again, I've done it before. Okay, so continuing on. We're going to basketball next. TPCIO here from the future. Every time I say 45 jerseys, it's actually 46. I forgot about this one. It was dirty. But I do have this year's USMNT home shirt with Christian Pulisic on the back. So yeah, just know every time I say it's 45 jerseys, it's actually 46. We have 4. And so we're going to start off with probably, I think, my favorite basketball jersey I own. It is the Grizzlies Throwbacks with John Morant on the back. The teal pops off really well. The off-white NBA logo is a nice touch. Of course, you have the teal Nike, the retro badge. It is embroidered too. I really do like this shirt. You can't hate the Vancouver Grizzlies look, can you? There's a bit on whether they should wear it, as in they aren't the Vancouver Grizzlies. Should they wear Vancouver on their chest? I don't care. It looks clean, especially the piping looks really nice. So yeah, Vancouver. Next are my 2 Rockets jerseys, as a Rockets fan. This was the City Edition shirt last year, yes, but also 2 years ago. And this is from 2 years ago. You can tell because it has Jalen Green on it. The H-Town across the front. Unfortunately, there's no dunk shirt, but you do have Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler's signature, hometown heroes. Of course, it is Jalen Green on the back. My first basketball jersey for a good reason. This thing is beautiful. Then I have now it's outdated because we did just update our look. The home jersey. Credit Karma sponsor. I bought this from the team shop. Fred VanVleet on the back. Man, I'll say I didn't mind this look, but I definitely do prefer the ketchup and mustard. It's just the Rockets, we're ketchup and mustard. That's who we are. So it really is a welcome change. Change it up a little. Speaking of ketchup and mustard, I bought this 2 days before a very big trade. It was like on half price. Everybody knew the trade was going to happen. My Atlanta Hawks Trae Young jersey. Holy crap. Yeah, I bought this right before the trade. Everybody knew he was gone. Like, people act like it was a shock, but I was seeing shit the days before. Trae Young was out the door. To Washington was maybe not what I expected, but I knew he was gone. So I wore that a couple days later. I got some flack for it. It was really funny. But yeah, that's my Atlanta Hawks Trae Young jersey. And that's all I have for basketball. We have 4 hockey. We'll get into my 1 college jersey. And then we'll get into the bulk of this, which is my NFL collection. So let's get through hockey real quick. We're going to start with a Patrice Bergeron 2024-2025 Boston Bruins third jersey. The off-white color. Again, this one has a snag in it, unfortunately. Thanks, Cat. But yeah, the felt crest is really nice. It looks great. The 1924, of course. The captain's patch for Bergeron. The strings. Only 1 shoulder logo with that beautiful Bruins 100th anniversary badge. Of course, it is Patrice Bergeron on the back, who did retire after that season. Everything except the Adidas logo is felt. And this jersey just looks amazing, I gotta say. I don't say you could hate this jersey. It is so well done. And I didn't care for the home or away that year, the anniversary jerseys with the bright, reflective Vegas gold. I actually didn't care for them. But the third was beautiful. And next, we have a team that I never could root against, right? Because obviously I'm a Minnesota fan. And I'm not really a fan of any other NHL team. But there are a couple teams I can't root against. I can't root against San Jose. Can't root against Anaheim. Can't root against New Jersey. And I definitely can't root against Buffalo as a Bills fan. But also just the best, maybe the greatest pine green crest of all time with the accents on the buffalo. This is the Captain C, and this is a jersey I would be probably jumped wearing in Buffalo because it is Jack Eichel, left in cold blood for Vegas. That's why this is on sale. Obviously, the number 9's on the sleeve. Beautiful striping. I especially love the hemline down here. The bottom stripes look really good. The straight gold on blue on the nameplate is really nice as well. Like, there's nothing I dislike about this jersey. It's really well made, man, and it really is a nice look. So that's Buffalo Sabres. Sorry about that. Let's get back into it. My next jersey is obviously my favorite hockey jersey because I'm a fan. It is my first hockey jersey. Has the best logo in the league, maybe in all of sports. It is my Minnesota Wild Kirill Kaprizov home jersey. Unfortunately, was not able to get the anniversary jerseys here. It was selling like hotcakes. It's going so fast. But you got that beautiful, beautiful shoulder logo. The middle stripe, which I think does look good. And I'm actually glad it doesn't continue on the back. The sleeve stripe with the extra red accent is a really nice touch. Of course, Kaprizov on the back is big, number 97. It's just a really, really nice look, really solid look, and really a classic look for such a new franchise. Remember, the team only came into the league in the year 2000. But with jerseys like this, you wouldn't be mistaken for thinking they came in as an original six. No, I'm not going that far. Maybe in the first couple rounds of expansion. And this next one is my only Fanatics. Because this team never wore an Adidas jersey. Because it is the Utah Mammoth. Well, this was the Utah Hockey Club home jersey, of course. They are no longer the Hockey Club, and they are now the Mammoth. Or the special, no name, no nothing. Just the Fanatics logo. The baby blue accents. It's a clean shirt, clean look. It was definitely temporary, but, can't really hate it. So that's Utah. And we're getting into football here. That's all the hockey. But it is not NFL. It's not pro at all, actually. It is my only college jersey. It is, of course, the University of Houston Oiler blue jersey. Again, it's just the most of my jerseys. It's hard to say something different than it's a really solid look. I don't get ugly jerseys. Sometimes. I have that Dynamo jersey. But for the most part, I don't get ugly jerseys. I love the UH right there. The red pops off the baby blue. The Nike swoosh, obviously. There's not much to say about this one. It's a really good look. I'm not crazy about the Houston script, but even then, any chance to make the Titans mad is a chance I'll take. So that's that out of the way. Now we get into the biggest part of my collection, the NFL. So let's get into it. We're going to start with our AFC side. This first one was not an on-field design, but it is officially licensed by the NFL, so I count it. It is a Troy Polamalu Steelers jersey. Again, obviously with the Steelers sleeve logos. Never something they wore on field, but the number font is right, the name font is right. Officially licensed jersey type product. So I count it. I've got it at a thrift store. But it looks good enough. Troy Polamalu, obviously one of the greats. I count it, and I think it's a good looking shirt. But it's not my only Steelers jersey, nor is it my first. You may remember I made a video about this one. My first Steelers jersey, also my first Fuse jersey, it's actually a size up from what I should have gotten, is my Kenny Pickett Steelers home jersey. Who remembers Kenny Pickett? Not niche, but still. Obviously, the Steelers have a good look. The black and gold obviously works. It works for every team in that city. The thick stripes look great. The number font looks great. The Steelers logo embroidered on the front. One of two NFL teams that does that, the other being the Jags. Correct me if I'm wrong. But not much you can say about the Steelers, the black and gold. It's a solid look. And this one is one that I believe is fake. This next one. But I don't really care to get a replacement for it. It is my Tim Tebow Denver Broncos Reebok stitched jersey. The biggest tell, other than the bubbly numbers, is the jock tag is very high for Reebok. But we got the NFL equipment badge, sleeve number, the TV numbers, sleeve with that Reebok logo, back Tebow number 15, the blue side panels that Denver wore for all of that era. And hey, it's very orange. Now, as a Dynamo fan and a Nationals fan, I can appreciate that. It's a good look, you know. And it's also the reason I don't have just one orange Broncos jersey. You really think I only had one? Well, I have Mr. Let's Ride himself. The Russell Wilson. That's right, this thing was on hella sale, bro. Obviously, it's before the fuse. So has the old triangular grill. This one is authentic. It is official. It's a real jersey. Wilson on the back, embroidered, number 3. Blue Nike swoosh. Same design as the other one. But I mean, it's a little bit of a tamer orange, more radioactive, a little actually. But it's a nice looking jersey, man. It's hard to describe jerseys after 20 plus, but yeah, it's a good look, man. And the Broncos, they changed their look after this. And I'd want to, when you realize the Super Bowl window's closed, and Russell Wilson maybe wasn't the answer, I can understand why they would want, something fresh. And it worked. They were in the AFC title game. So next is the team I have the most jerseys of, which is 5. And it's my Texans jerseys, because I'm from Houston. So we're going to start with their current alternate jersey, the H-Town blue one with Stephon Diggs. Obviously, it does have that beautiful Oiler blue or H-Town blue, navy, and red Texans logo on the sleeves with the red swoosh. It really does pop. No TV numbers on this thing. But on the back, of course, you have the H logo, Diggs number 1, with the beveled numbers, H-Town. It's a solid look. It's between this and our home jersey for which of our current uniforms I like best. I'm a sucker for what I grew up on, man. I grew up on the USC style jerseys, but these definitely have grown on me. And since we've worn them, 2 years now, they look a lot better than what I was a little worried at first. But seeing them on the field, some playoff success helps. Just don't ask about the divisional round. And yeah, they look nice. I do like having this, and I do hope to get the home jersey eventually. But right now, I think my priority is a new Josh Allen jersey, honestly. So these next two are ones I don't wear. I bought them both after the fact. You'll see what I mean. And I own them. That's all I can say. Because yeah, it ain't Kamari Lassiter. I'll tell you that. It's him. But, this is after we added the Texans logo on the back of the jerseys. Of course, the sleeve number, the Nike swoosh. I really did like this shoulder stripe design. It was unique because obviously USC uses it, but no other NFL team was using it. It was pretty generic, but I like it. I definitely did. I prefer the old watermark. They cleaned it up a little. I think it lost some of its character, but he who shall not be named is the reason I can't wear this jersey anymore. Nor can I wear the next one, because it's also him. This is the Nike Limited jersey. It was a stitched version. Bought this after the fact, after the stuff came out too, because I was stupid. Obviously embroidered Nike swoosh. And I really do like the fit on these, which is why I like to get them, even though they're more expensive. One thing I will say, and I went on a couple forums, and this doesn't seem to happen to many people, but I bought this from NFL Shop before you ask if it's fake. But the color from the shield actually peeled off. So now I got a clear shield. Obviously the Texans watermark embroidered. It's a good looking jersey, but I can't wear this anymore because of Deshaun Watson. So it's not my only battle red Texans jersey though, because of course, you have to have the Texans goat. Like, it's not Andre Johnson, right? It sure as hell ain't Matt Schaub. It's not Brock Osweiler. Like, it's not Jadeveon Clowney. It is the greatest defensive end of all time, J.J. Watt. And this is battle red. The numbers on the front are a little torn. I bought this secondhand at a Goodwill. That's the previous owner. 99 on the sleeves. And of course on the back, Watt, real big. Watt is maybe the most beloved guy in the city of Houston, maybe behind Jose Altuve. So obviously can't go wrong with having his jersey. Like, it's reasonable. This is one of my favorites, and I will never feel ashamed of wearing a J.J. Watt jersey. J.J. Watt is like, he's just awesome, you know. Moving on, we have my last Texans jersey. This is Reebok era, also battle red. It is Owen Daniels, number 81, former tight end. This one is a little more niche. It's still pretty known, but it's a little more niche. Of course, the navy deep steel blue Reebok logo. The TV numbers look great. The Texans wordmark looks great. The NFL equipment shield is amazing. And obviously Daniels on the back. This was the screen printed version, not the stitched version. But it's a great look, and can't hate it. This next one I also bought secondhand. I bought the Daniels one secondhand, but I bought this at a thrift store as well. I believe the same store. But I actually got an extra discount because of the slice in the sleeve. And if you couldn't tell from that little glimpse, this is, of course, Vince Young on the Tennessee Titans. Also embroidered. We got that Titans alternate logo, which I actually did like on the sleeves. This look was very of its time, very 2000s, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. That old school Titans wordmark, the NFL equipment shield. It's a good looking jersey. As a Texans fan, I try not to wear it, obviously. I'm not going to wear a rival around town, but it's a clean looking jersey. I can respect it. I don't like Vince Young particularly either because he went to UT, but still. It's a good looking jersey. Not much you can say. Tennessee. Here is my favorite player in the NFL. On my second favorite team in the NFL. It is, of course, Josh Allen on the Buffalo Bills. This is their red alternate jersey. Got the Bills logo on the back. How can you hate Josh Allen? I prefer their home jerseys to these, but I'll take what I can get. I'm looking at getting... Fanatics released a new stitched version, which is what we used to be able to get for $150, now for $200. The game jerseys like these, the printed ones, are now $150 because Fanatics is a horrible company. But I'm glad I have this. My Bills red Josh Allen jersey, which pairs quite nicely with my older Bills jersey, which is their blue with Ed Oliver on the back. I have worn this one to a Bills game in Buffalo. I watched them beat the Texans 40-0. So I was obviously rooting for the Bills. But yeah, it's a clean look. Their home jerseys. Ed Oliver, if you did not know, is a University of Houston graduate. And yeah, so obviously it's a jersey I really do like, and it is one of the ones I probably wear while shopping. And to close out my AFC collection is an interesting jersey because the player who is on this jersey never wore this jersey in a regular season game. It is Aaron Rodgers on the Jets. Now, this is also from a weird time. This was right before the Fuse came out. But after they stopped making embroidered jerseys. So it's heat sealed with the old grill. I find that very interesting. Maybe the Jets just didn't, until they got their new design, maybe they didn't go with the Fuse for that last season. Maybe, not sure. But it is the New York Jets, and it is Aaron Rodgers, right? Big on the back. Now, of course, he's in Pittsburgh. So that completes the AFC. We still have the NFC and the XFL, the original XFL, and the AFL to go. All right, home stretch now. Got our last few. The NFC. Starting off, Daniel Jones, New York Giants throwback jerseys. I didn't get those hideous ones they wore with the beige pants, the Century jerseys, because they were horrible. They were awful. These were beautiful. They're a little like the Bills, but sure. It's a great look. I definitely like the unique name font on the back. The extra serif on the J is interesting. But this is Daniel Jones. Number 8, once a Giant, always a Giant. I bought this at the same time as my Jets jersey, actually. So, no. I bought the Jets and the Broncos together. Russell Wilson, that's right. Here's my, check those videos out. Here's my Giants jersey. Next up, well, first Saquon to the big leagues. Next up, Miles Sanders. If you get that reference, thank you. It is, of course, a Miles Sanders Blackout Eagles jersey. It's a 2X, or it's an XL, sorry. So I don't wear this one very often. It's very big on me. But yeah, it's a nice midnight or the blackout Eagles jersey. The beautiful Eagle logo on the sleeve, the green sleeve band. Old school, or the old now Eagles word mark. 26, Miles Sanders. I always did like the Eagles font. This is another jersey that was very 2000s, but that's not a bad thing. This is a jersey I'll probably never wear in my collection in public. It is my only Cowboys jersey. I bought this for $5 along with the one after it. When Fanatics recently had a insane sale on their site where they're giving out $5 jerseys. I got two, and this is the first one I got. It is a Trevon Diggs to go with my Stephon Diggs Texans jersey. Trevon Diggs Cowboys color jersey, we'll call it. They like to wear white at home. They like to wear white on the road. They like to wear white. And the worst thing about this is I really do like the Cowboys jerseys. I love the sleeve logo and how it cuts into the stripes. The number font is good. The Cowboys word mark's nice. It's a classic look. It's hard to hate, but I hate the Cowboys enough to hate it, so I found a way. And then this is the other one I got for $5. It is a Fuse jersey. It is Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. If you couldn't tell what state they're from, just look anywhere on the front of the shirt. This word mark is massive. But you ain't gonna mistake it, I suppose. The perforated speed holes on the numbers are kind of unnecessary, but I guess they're a nice touch. I like the whiteout cardinal on the back, sorry. So you get Murray and the TV numbers. The gray really works great as an accent color on here. And of course you get protect the nest on the neckline. 1, 2, 3, 4 more NFL jerseys. We're almost done. So we got from the NFC South, Carolina Panthers. Of course, the Panther on the sleeve. The beautiful. I did like those sleeve stripes. Keep pounding. It is of course Jeremy Chin, the safety. It's not in Carolina after I got this. Fanatics shipped it with a air bubble. I love that company. But I do like their black home jerseys, but how can you hate the teal or the teal alternates? They're also very clean, and in the Texas heat, I'd much rather be wearing teal than black. So there's that. This is Mitchell & Ness, not Nike. It is my only Packers jersey. A lot of my family are Packers fans, so they're glad I have this. And it is my Brett Favre jersey. Now, this was the early 90s version, you could tell, because it has 5 stripes instead of 3 stripes on the sleeve. Of course, you got the number 4, and on the back, Favre. It's all embroidered, which I like about Mitchell & Ness. It's not as comfortable, I will say, as a Nike jersey, or especially as a Reebok jersey. Those things are amazing. But there's my Packers jersey. Can you tell I'm getting tired? So yeah, this says 1996 is the year it's supposed to be. This one is a fake, I know for sure. It is a Keith Brooking Atlanta Falcons jersey. This is my second to last NFL, but we're actually going to skip a couple before we go to the last NFL, because it's not in this room. It is my only autographed jersey. Another one, you got the Falcon logo on the sleeve. I really did like this design, and it was sad for me when they went away from it. And even their most recent rebrand, well, it's definitely a step up. These were very panelist era, but they pulled them off so well. Matt Ryan in this Falcon jersey is like ingrained in my brain. And them blowing a 28-3 lead to the Patriots definitely helps put that memory in my mind. But I think it was a good look, but they definitely didn't move on from that Super Bowl 51 loss. Plus, you get Falcons on the front, NFL equipment shield, Keith Brooking on the back. The number font I did quite like. Again, I really did like the sleeve panels. Many didn't, and I understand. So outside of that one in the other room, we are done with the NFL. And we're on to our last 2 leagues, both of which only have one jersey. This one is very interesting because this team was part of the original XFL in, I believe, 2001. They were the Las Vegas Outlaws, and I believe all the jerseys were made by Champion. And obviously the front is nothing special, but this sleeve logo is beautiful. I love that logo. Of course, you have the champion on both sleeves. The back, it just says Outlaws. The number 1 is nice enough. I like the Outlaws font. Of course, the jock tag, XFL champion. Something that's interesting, which might mean this is fake. I don't know with these champion XFL jerseys. The jock tag down here says it's a 48, size 48. But the tag on the neckline says it's an extra large. The thing that throw me off is just like they wouldn't cut off their own logo, I think. So I think I just discovered on site today this is fake, but who cares? It's the original XFL. Who really cares? It's a really nice jersey. It's very comfortable. And yeah, it's something that many people don't have. So I'll take it. And my very last jersey, before we go to that one in the other room, is it real? Is it fake? I don't know. I can't check. I don't live in Australia. It doesn't fit. It's a size too small. Let's go to the way. It's my ISC AFL Geelong Cats jersey. Yeah. Forward on the back. This thing was, when I saw this, I bought it at the same time I bought that India jersey at the thrift store. When I saw this, I had going through my mind, I don't care if it fits, I'm getting this. Because when am I going to find a Geelong Cats jersey? So if you ever ask me, my favorite AFL team is Geelong. And on the inside here, I do like that a lot. The We Are Geelong, the greatest team of all, with all of their championships. All the times they've won the Australian Premiership. I really do like that. But without further ado, let's go get this last one done so I can, go to bed. So this very last one is this Willie Snead autographed Saints jersey. It's autographed on top of the 8. The glare really isn't helping. But yeah, that is the very last jersey in this collection. So there you have it. All 45 of my jerseys. If you made it this far, let me know which one was your favorite. Which ones do you recommend I get next? I'm currently looking into a Paul Skeens Pirates jersey. I really want the away. Might have to settle for the black that he always seems to be wearing. So, yeah, if there's anything else you want to see, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that. And bye-bye now.